It's time for Grizz Beat, a full-court press of highlights, insights, and debate around the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Tune in each week on the latest conversations with regional and national insiders locked in on the Grizzlies. Running point from Grind City Media Studios, our host, Jason Smith.
Welcome to Grizz Beat. I am your host, Jason Smith of 92.9 FM ESPN. Very happy to be here. Happy we've got another game day edition of the show as the Grizzlies get set to face the Charlotte Hornets tonight in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the fourth of 5 preseason games. We've got all the insight, all the interviews, and all the intel as Memphis gets set to tip off the regular season. We're just a week away, man, from the regular season tip-off next week against New Orleans. We are here before we get to tonight's road game in Greensboro and our topics this week. Let me introduce today's panel. To my left is a living legend. You know him well. His name is Jarvis Greer, Memphis Sports Hall of Famer and former longtime WMC TV, yes sir, Channel 5 sports director. Jarbo, hey, your preseason prediction of the Grizzlies going winless in the preseason is standing up. Usually you're the prince of positivity. This one's holding up.
Well, I said they would lose all the preseason games, but win the season opener.
That's right, and there was the positivity. So there, as it relates to New Orleans come Wednesday, it's all business. It's all business. All Grizzlies getting a win. Next to Jarvis is a man we call the underground king of Memphis sports media. I don't know how underground he is anymore, though. He's as mainstream as it gets.
Been sticking my head out a little bit lately.
The great Anthony Sane, host of the Anthony Sane Show on Bluff City Media. Sane, what's the word?
Man, I'm good, man. Glad to be here today, man. In the house like a mouse, man. Ready to chop it up.
Always a pleasure to have you in the building. And via Zoom from Greensboro, as we said, where the Grizzlies face the Hornets tonight, is the guru, Michael Wallace, senior editor, contributor, and analyst for Grind City Media. Yeah, MW, you're everywhere, man. Shoot around, Charlotte, pregame, postgame, you're everywhere. Hardest working man at Grind City Media right there, folks.
Hey, man, we got a lot of hardworking people, man. And I'm glad to be on with you guys because we do this thing big time. And this all-new Grizz Beat format, man, is something special. Looking forward to another great show.
We got it all for you every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Make sure you're locked in. That's our panel for this week's show. We've got the great Bennett Doyle behind the glass, keeping us all in order, and a great group of folks behind the scenes that are making this thing look good. Our job is not to mess it up. That's my job. Let's make them proud. We begin where we always do with our starting 5, the top 5 storylines surrounding the Memphis Grizzlies. As we said, they get set to face Charlotte tonight in Greensboro in their 4th of 5 preseason games. Michael's in Greensboro. Grizzlies, Michael, as we said, 0-3 in the preseason. What's the vibe like around the team in Greensboro?
Hey, it's a really, really upbeat vibe around this team right now. This is a non-traditional NBA market. The Hornets are playing here because they're getting some work finished on their arena and their parking deck down in Charlotte. So they're playing some road preseason games around the region. So that's why we're here. This is also the home of their Greensboro Swarm G League team. But as far as the Grizzlies, man, they had a great shoot around this morning. A lot of bodies on the floor. Ja Morant's body was on the floor.
Hey.
Jaren Jackson Jr.'s body was on the floor. And he did some remarkable things. Word is that he's feeling good and he could be available tonight. We'll see what the final word is in terms of how he is. But
say that again.
From that toe surgery, Jaren Jackson Jr. could be available tonight. He wants to play in one of these final 2 preseason games tonight in Charlotte, in Greensboro, Friday against Miami. We'll see what that means, but indications are that he's hopeful of touching the floor in some capacity before the October 22nd preseason opener. We'll see what happens
Who
tonight.
saw that coming, man?
Friday.
How about that?
Who saw that coming, man?
This is why you got to check in every Wednesday at 3 p.m. for Grizz Beat. Number 1, we said we'd have the intel. Number 2, Anthony Sane predicted in his Call Your Shot that Jaren Jackson Jr. would play 1 preseason game. So I'm going to hope upon hope this is happening tonight, Michael. That's great news. Absolutely great news. We'll move on to that other guy who Michael mentioned was on the floor. Ja Morant said last week, Jarbo, don't worry about that ankle, which has kept him out, obviously, this preseason. Should we as fans not worry when Ja tells us not to worry?
Not to worry, my friend. No. Ja Morant, his body is very pliable, especially in his joints. And one thing, if he says it, he doesn't just say stuff and not go out and back it up. When he says he's going to do something, I'm going to play tonight, he plays tonight. I remember 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, Michael, up there in Greensboro, you could back me up. The Grizz were at New Jersey, and he took a jump shot and landed on a guy's ankle, landed on a guy's foot, rolled his ankle, looked bad, thought Ja was going to die. I mean, the replay showed that it basically turned the thing almost upside down, and they said 4 to 6 weeks at best. He was back in 2 to 3. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but he was right back on the court, knocking the ball out. So I think, if he says he's going to be ready to go, he's going to be ready to go.
Saying one of the guys that is the hope. Saying one of the guys we've talked a lot about is Ty Jerome, and we've seen a lot of him in the preseason, gotten a chance to see the veteran. Was third in the NBA, as you remember, in six-man voting last year for Cleveland. My question for you, is he better suited to continue that role here with the Grizzlies coming off the bench, or is it to start alongside Ja Morant?
Yeah, I think he should continue coming off the bench, man. I think a lot of people may get caught up in the fact that, we lost Dez, right?
Right.
So they think, Dez was a shooter, Dez was a scorer. Let's bring another shooter and a scorer in. But I think a lot of the mentality for the reason why they went and they moved off of a guy like Dez is because they want to have multiple defenders on the court. Ty Jerome, he does a lot of things. He's a shooter. He can score in the mid-range. He can hit the floater. He's a good ball handler, good playmaker, all those things. But a defender, he's not. You know what I mean? So I like the way that they're doing it with him. He's never really been a starter type player. Not saying he's not good enough. He's a starter level player, but he's better suited to me coming off the bench, giving that instant offense, getting guys going, getting his own shot going. That's how he killed us last year, right? So, I think I want to see him coming out the bench.
I agree with you 100%. Grizzlies' effort was better in the third preseason game against Atlanta. It was a 122-116 loss. Got close in the fourth quarter before Atlanta was able to pull them away. We've seen a lot of the support staff, though, and maybe we'll see more of that big two, as Michael talked about Jaren Jackson Jr. wanting to go tonight. My question for the whole group, what do you need to see? What do you feel like you have to see in these final 2 preseason games here before we start it up for real next Wednesday? We'll start with you, Saint.
I need to see less of guys who actually won't be playing in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm just I want to see. I know. We might see Jaren. We're not going to see Ja. But I want to see more Ty Jerome, more KCP, more Wells, more Cedric Coward, maybe some GG, of course. I want to see Jock Landale play extended minutes. I want to see Santi. I don't want to see these other guys, man. Shout out to them. I wish them well. But let's go ahead and get more of a dress rehearsal type game in one of these last 2.
Totally understandable as we're just a week away from it getting real against New Orleans. Michael, we'll go with you. What do you have to see here in these final 2?
Well, what I got to see is this team live up to what they said they were going to be doing in training camp. We heard about speed kill. Well, we had 2 fast break points through 3 quarters against the Atlanta Hawks the other night. We heard about the defense. The defense was going to be trapping and full court pressuring and all of those kind of things. The defense was atrocious against the Hawks the other night. They got ripped to shreds in the lane and everywhere else from that standpoint. So I need to see the defense play to the capabilities and the standards that Isolo talked about in training camp. I know some guys have been missing, but these perimeter guys were supposed to be a little bit more tenacious defensively than what they've shown so far. Maybe tonight it turns around.
Yep, Jaren's the anchor, but you've got to have it all hands on deck when it comes to defense. Jarvis, what do you have to see?
Well, I know Saint said, he wants to see less of the guys that, may not play. I want to see more meaningful production from the guys, the secondary players, because that's still what we're going to see at the rest of this preseason. I want to see them get some punch out there and get some meanness to them, get some grit to them, because, that falling behind by 17, that ain't going to get it, man. You got to make comebacks. It's time to start showing some life. GG Vince, Jitty even though he does come out and do his thing, he's going to have to step it up. Slim Spain's going to have to get it going. I want to see big games from him now because, he's getting the minutes. I want to see some big games. And Javon Small, if he gets some more minutes in these last couple of games, show that he's that point guard that they're going to spend. It's a two-way now. Yeah, I get it. But just go on and out there and show what you did in Summer League because he was really good in Summer League. He's kind of struggled a little bit here in preseason.
And to wrap up our starting 5 this week, yes, it's a small sample size, just 3 preseason games. Of which Grizz player have you seen all you need to see of already this preseason? Is there one? We'll start with you, Saint.
Yeah, for me, man, it's clearly KCP to me. A lot of, not really on my end, but there were a lot of question marks about what he had left in the tank and all these type of things. I've liked what I've seen so far. He's been able to knock down threes. He's been getting in the mid-range. My head been swooning looking at somebody finally for the Grizzlies taking mid-range jump shots and making them. I can't remember outside of Bane who's been that guy who could hit that take and make that mid-range shot. So I'm happy to see that. I think we're seeing a lot from him, man. I think that we're going to see even more from him during the season. Great leadership. We've seen him and Ja kind of linking up a lot. I'm loving that for sure to see that those guys are off to a good start. And, he could come on and sit on down with me, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah, if they shut him down, I
could put KCP in bubble wrap for these final two as far as I'm concerned. Michael, what about you in terms of guys you're fine with, you've seen enough?
Jalen Wells. And it's not because Jalen Wells has just been phenomenal throughout the preseason, but we know his ceiling, we know his floor, we know the team trusts him. We know he has that level of trust. So if he's going to be solidified in that starting lineup or a top 6 rotation spot, I'd really like to see a G.G. Jackson or a Vince Williams get a chance to play alongside some of the other starters so we can finally see what we have in these guys. And either fish or cut bait, as Jarvis would say, with one or both of those guys, because those roster spots are going to be valuable, particularly at the start of the season.
Oh, well said. Jarvis, how about you?
I'm going with Ty Jerome. TJ, as I'm going to call him from now on. He's shown me everything that I needed to see. He will shoot the ball. That's what we didn't see from Luke Kennard. That was a knock on him when we got him in that trade with the Clippers. They said, well, he can really shoot, but he just won't shoot enough. Well, he came here. He can really shoot, but he just didn't shoot. Ty Jerome can shoot not only the three, but from a number of different positions on the floor. He does move the ball around, and I think he's shown enough to say, look, as Sane said, maybe not as a starter, but definitely one of your top guys coming off the bench in that 2-guard role or that wing role, whatever. Just come out there and shoot that rock and be done with it. I think the man done showed me all I need to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in the same boat on Ty Jerome. That's our starting 5 for this week. Now on to the highlights. Another one of our favorite parts of the show, our best dunk, best dime, and best defensive player, where our panel is going to vote on the top Grizz highlights from the week that was. This week, we start with dunks from the young guys, rookie wing Cedric Coward and forward P.J. Hall. Let's check it out.
Coward. They throw it off to the back, and Smith feels most comfortable to get those shots. Yeah, he'll pick and pop. Oh, P.J. Hall into the game, and now.
There. Jarvis, you said P.J. Hall is going to be a fan favorite. All right, we'll vote on it. Which one's better there, Cedric Coward or P.J. Hall?
As much as I like P.J. Hall, it's Cedric Coward, the rookie, getting his first dunk really in a surprising fashion on a play as old as time.
Pretty clever.
Knocking it in off the guys. Hey, pay attention. You're a Celtic. You ought to know better than to just totally turn your back on somebody and let them pop it off your behind and go up there for a two-handed stuff. So I'm going to go with the rookie on the best dunk.
Saying I like the veteran move from the rookie, bouncing off his back. What about you? Which dunk's better?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I would have said Coward if it was the other joint. The joint he actually was his first points. That's the fourth quarter dunk in that game the other night. The one he got his first points the other night, that one was nastier than that one to me. I gotta go P.J. Hall. He got Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get my guy P.J. going. But like I want to say Coward, but they just ain't the one. He had another dunk that was better than that to me. So yeah,
I think.
Michael, where are you at?
And Mike got gone.
Oh. Okay. Well, my vote is going to be here for Cedric Coward, just because I've got to give it to the rookie. Listen, P.J. Hall's an athletic guy that's going to bring hopefully a ton of energy this season. But my vote there would be for the more skilled dunker in Cedric Coward. Although I'm with you, he's had some better ones.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on now to best dime, and we've got a couple of vets to represent, KCP and Ty Jerome. Let's check it out.
This Atlanta group had a really good offseason. Shot clock down to 8. Caldwell Pope. Great pass to Landale. Paul Reed, LeVert, Sasser, and Duncan Robinson, the new 5 for Detroit. A spray out and a Caldwell Pope 3. Bango!
Nice drive and dish there from Ty Jerome. Is it the better one? Same, we'll start with you.
No, man. I'm going with the KCP joint strictly because, man, in my mind, I swapped out KCP and I put Big 12 in there. I put Ja in there. I started a two-man game working in a regular game with Ja getting Jock Landale going till we get Edie going. I need to see a whole lot more of that coming up real soon. The other joint was sweet, though, man. The kick out to Kenny in the corner, I like that, too. we definitely gonna see Kenny taking a lot of those during the season. But I like that. I like seeing get my guy Jock going. Jock gonna be a crucial piece. There's gotta come out early doing big things. So I'm excited about that one.
Jarvis, which vet's dime are you rolling with?
I'm going to go with TJ again, Ty Jerome, because look how he draws the defense in. 3 guys are, hey, KCP wide open,
Yowza.
Money in the bank. I got to go with that because the fact that it did draw it in, he knew what he was doing. He had his head up looking at the goal, knew that his man was over there on the wing, delivered the perfect pass in shooting position. All he had to do was make the catch, put it up, and butter once it sliced through the net. That's what I'm going to say, Ty Jerome.
Hopefully we'll have Michael Wallace back here soon in terms of our connection
So
from
what do you
Greensboro.
say?
I'm going to go with the Ty Jerome one. I just that again, it's going to be open spots, drive and dish. Ja Morant doing that. You're going to see a lot of that hopefully from the Grizzlies, and to see Ty Jerome doing it so comfortably, I think is a good sign for you. And obviously, if Ja misses time, will be a great sign for you. And finally, the best defensive play. We got Omax Prosper and Javon Small. Let's take a look.
Paul Reed, former Philadelphia 76er, doubled on the baseline. Shot clock down to 3. Omax with the rejection. Well, the thing with Derek White, it's not been a straight line from college to the NBA. Javon Small, nice play with the knockaway. Wells in transition, a pull-up 3, yes!
Sam, why don't you start us off?
Oh yeah, for sure. I might be going against Grant and y'all again on this one. I got Omax, man. I'm an Omax guy right now. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like the athleticism, we're gonna need some of that.
He's got the body and the length, doesn't he?
Yeah. With Jaren's look like he's gonna be good, but still, this team is gonna need some rim protection. I like what Omax did on that joint. He's a guy who might put a little pressure, man, to get that real deal contract at some point in the season. Like he ain't really got the jump shot falling right now, but defensively, working hard, getting to the basket, rebounding, all that, he's checking off a lot of boxes. So I like that effort in that first play.
How about you, Jarvis?
Well, I like the swap by Javon there against a veteran, a proven veteran. I got to go with the big Omax Prosper. He was prosperous on that block, coming from behind, unexpected. The length, the athleticism, defense travels. It'll get you on the floor. He does have the body. I wish he had the shot, but hopefully, as my man Sane said, the shot will come along at some point. It hasn't to this point. But that defense, though, when you got to be looking over your shoulder whenever he's on the floor, and you can make a guy that could be a winning play at the end of a game.
Yeah, man.
Well, in just early season, especially with Zach Edey out, we'll see on the other guys. But it just feels like a guy like Omax, it might have to be all hands on deck when it comes to rebounding. So with that long, big frame, he might have to get out there.
Can we call him the Big O? Is that possible?
Well, we ain't calling him Big O yet. Let's stick with Omax for now until he proves.
Omax is pretty cool in its own.
He's got a pretty cool nickname as it is. Coming up after the break, we'll put the confidence meter on our panel and ask him whether Cedric Coward, the rookie, will be in the top 8 of the rotation when the Grizzlies open the season next week against the Pelicans. Also, Michael's got another one-on-one interview with a Grizzlies player. This is why you want to keep it locked every Wednesday at 3. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, Ja Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jaren with a rejection.
Give me that!
Morant digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
Ooh, on that rim!
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Hey,
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis Wednesday, October 22nd, just a week away at 7 p.m. against the New Orleans Pelicans, presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Arrive early as the first 5,000 fans in attendance will receive a Grizzlies 25th anniversary t-shirt designed by Good Hippie. To purchase your tickets, go to grizzlies.com/tickets today. That's grizzlies.com/tickets. Now it's time to strap the confidence meter onto our panelists, our weekly check-in on 3 key topics starting this week with our panelists' confidence level and whether the Grizz will have a winning record through their first 20 games of the season. Grizz went 13-7 last season through their first 20. Sane, what's your confidence level to be above 500 at the 20-game mark?
I ain't gonna lie, man. At 259, I was feeling pretty confident, man. I'm still gonna say confident because you already got this thing already in there. So I'm confident that we gonna make it, man. I want to say I'm leaning very hard towards that, very confident with the news that Jaren gonna be there, man.
I think so,
and I think Ja gonna be there too. Sooner than we probably thought for both of those guys. So we gonna. There you go, man. There you go. Just go put me on, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Very confident.
Greened it out.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to the people in the basement down there, man. Take care of their business. But yeah, I think that this team with those two guys out there, we haven't been able to see much of anything in the preseason because those two guys aren't there. And I kind of think because of that a lot of things that Isolo may have wanted to install, he hadn't really tried to do those things without those guys. I think we might see a little bit more of that. I need to see some John Jaren two-man game, all those type of things. But yeah, I'm very confident, man. I'm upgrading that joint.
Let's check and see if we've got Michael back because he's the one that's got us all giddy with this news that Jaren's possibly going to go tonight. Michael, what's your confidence level to be above 500 through 20?
I'm not confident. I'm not confident, man, because, as much as I like the fact that if the Grizzlies are full strength, and relatively speaking, all trends and all signs point to them being full strength, without Zach Edey, obviously, but with Jaren and Ja for opening night. Look at that schedule, man. Let's be realistic. That schedule, you got 3 and 4 nights to open and you're at home. Then you go on the road for basically the most of November. If they can tread and be 500, that's good.
You take that.
I got them a little bit less than that. I got them at 8 and 12. If they can get to 9 and 11, then I think that's a positive way to look at it. But you got Oklahoma City. You got everybody in the West basically within your first 20 games, and that's a tough way to go. So that doesn't mean the season's over, but I'm just not confident that they're going to have a winning record through 20 games.
I'm with Michael that I would take 8 and 12 through 20 just because, Zach Edey's not going to be there, and we've seen it. Rebounding could be an issue. Jarvo, where are you at on this team after 20? Above or below?
Au contraire, mon frère. Au contraire, I say. No, I'm going with confidence. So you're going to confident. Yeah, I say confident, even though it may be just 11 and 9 rather than 9 and 11 or so, because they still got some things to work out and they still got some people. And in the first few games there will be extended training camp. The news that Jaren's possibly back tonight, most likely back tonight. Ja, I'm saying he's going to be ready at the beginning of the season. That was my prediction that I made. So that's your 2 main studs out there. And that it doesn't matter. Whatever the competition is, you got those 2 guys on the floor, you'll have a chance to win. Yeah. They'll have a chance to work in KCP and Ty Jerome look good. There's questions about Londale and some of the other guys, but I'm going to say as long as you got those 2 guys out there, I think they'll be treading, but just that head it'll be more than just the nose peeking out above water. I think the head and neck up.
We've seen those two. We've seen those 2 healthy. We've seen those 2 plus Desmond Bane healthy coming down the stretch last season. And what was the Grizzlies' biggest problem? They couldn't beat teams with winning records with all 3 of those guys. This team will start off the season a little bit behind where that team finished the season last year. So you have to have a lot of confidence in what you're seeing so far. And frankly, we haven't seen anything from this unit as a complete unit yet. So that's a lot of confidence to have in these guys.
I hear you.
I ain't seen the schedule, Mike. I'm just talking. I ain't seen the
schedule. What I'm saying is that they Cleveland didn't win a game in the preseason last year, and they ended up having the best record in the East. So I'm basing it off the fact that the preseason is experimental. Yeah, and yes, the Grizzlies did not play a really hard schedule until the end. They faltered down the stretch. I think injuries had a little bit to do with that, and I don't know what was going on behind the scenes with Taylor Jenkins and the rest of the players, or if there was anything, if that had anything to do with it at all. I'm going to say that right here, but I think that they've got enough talent, and I think that they know what they want to do, and they got the players to do it. And whenever you got Ja's a winner, man. Ja don't like losing, and he could put a team on his back and guide you. And I think as long as he gets out there and plays, I think they'll be not maybe 15-8 or whatever, but they'll be above 500.
We'll take it. Cedric Howard seems to be adjusting to NBA game speed. You've seen him get more aggressive in those second halves of the preseason games. Jarbo's, what's your confidence level that Coward will be in the top 8 of the Grizzlies rotation come opening night?
Opening night, I think he'll be in the top 8 because if he continues on this upward trend that he's on, he had a really tough first game in the preseason. He got a little bit better as he went along in the home preseason games. We'll see what he does tonight. But if he continues that fourth quarter, he looked pretty good against the Hawks. If he continues on that upward trajectory, and this is still preseason, so he's going to get more minutes anyway. I think Cedric Howard would be one to keep an eye on tonight.
Michael, what about you on Cedric Howard making the top 8?
I'm not confident that he'll make the top 8. I'm more confident that he'll make the top 10.
Yeah.
But really what it comes down to is that the Grizzlies go with the lineups that we're all probably projecting them to go with. Then you got to figure Ty Jerome is the first off the bench. That's 6. Santi Aldama will be the second off the bench. That's 7. So Cedric is right there at that line at 8 and 9. So we'll see. It's going to be close, but we'll see.
And finally, Ty Jerome, KCP have combined for 31 and 23 points in the 2 games they've played together, albeit without Ja Morant like we've talked about. Saying, what's your confidence level that KCP and Jerome's production will offset the 19.2 points per game that Desmond Bane averaged last year?
I'm not very confident in this, but I am confident for sure. I think these are 2 guys that can definitely put up. If you do the math, their points per game, it covers it. But you're talking about splitting it over 2 guys now. Some guys, some nights both of them are going to be on. Some nights neither of them are going to be on. You might get one and not the other. So I'm not really. Bane was a guy who. He was going to give you 20-something points a game. Like when you need him, he would do those type of things. But to kind of ask those guys to immediately come in and do that, I don't think it's going to be that, cut and dry. But I think they will collectively have, they'll have great production. But I'm not super confident that they're going to carry that load for sure.
How about you, Michael? What's your confidence level in them filling the void?
Very confident.
Oh,
very confident.
Look at that.
Man. Look at Mike with the positivity.
Yeah.
That's
How
right.
about
The
that?
fact of the matter is, Desmond Bane gave you 19.2 points per game last season. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on an off year in Orlando, plus Ty Jerome, finalist for Sixth Man of the Year, gave you 23 points per game last year, somewhere 21 points per game last year. So I think just with them being normal, they're going to give you 20 between the 2 of them. But I think they're going to be extra normal. They're going to be extraordinary with the Grizzlies. That's one thing I have seen this preseason is those 2 guys have come in as advertised or even better.
Oh, we mentioned Michael Wallace, hardest working man around here at Grind City Media, was able to pull a one-on-one interview out of shoot-around today. He talked with rookie wing Cedric Howard ahead of tonight's game. Let's take a listen.
It's the Grizzlies shoot-around sit-down here from Greensboro, where the Grizzlies are getting set for preseason game number 4 on Wednesday night against the Hornets. I'm joined by Grizzlies rookie Cedric Howard. Cedric, the last time we talked to you, you were coming off of a sort of a remarkable fourth quarter, got your rhythm going. And as we've seen over the last couple of preseason games, you get better incrementally throughout the process of the game. You said the next step was to try to bring that in during the first rotation you're out there. How has that process gone, and what are you hoping to sort of accomplish along that realm tonight?
The process has gone good. I think, you watch the film, you look over it, you talk over it with your coaches, see what you need to improve on. For me, it's just really what was being told was just don't press. It'll come. Last game, although I started off slow, it was like 3 good shots I missed, so don't really press it. They'll go in, it's a whole different story. But at the end of the day, you just keep putting in that same amount of work and then believing in yourself.
You talked about, this was going to be a process, that the defense was going to be there because that's effort. The offense was going to take some time to come. The shot was going to eventually come. Just in terms of the speed of the game and going up against this caliber of competition, how has that adjustment been over the last couple of weeks?
I mean, it's like you said, it's still an ongoing process. I mean, we're playing the best of the best here. It's funny, like I haven't played since November, before the preseason games, and then now the next time I played was against the highest level of competition. So it was definitely different, but it's an ongoing process that I think I'm doing well at adjusting to. There's still adjustments to be made, but my teammates and coaches are helping me out tremendously with that.
This is a three-layer process, and probably multiple layers, but obviously on the court, in the film room, but then there's some moments by yourself when you're alone and you're processing everything. What are those moments like when you're trying to make sense of it all and you're trying to get back out there the next day and apply the things that you're learning in the other two phases?
Yeah, just analyzing the information, seeing what, the film don't lie is what we like to say. So just analyzing the film, analyzing what I could have done better, what I did well, and, can maintain, stuff like that. And then also realizing it's it's already done mentality. So I can't go back on the shots I missed. I can't go back on the shots I made, you know what I mean? So you just learn from each and every, clip, or even when you're on the bench and you're watching other guys play, you're learning from them as well. You learn from each and every practice, each and every film session, and then you just apply it.
All right, you said you want to impact winning. Ultimately, that's the goal. No matter what the stats say, you want to impact winning on both ends of the floor. How valuable is this last week of preseason preparation going to be as you guys get ready for next week's regular season opener?
Super valuable. I mean, we're getting to the nitty gritty. We're 7 days away from our opener, and then we got two games before then to just prove ourselves and prove what we've been doing, works, because it does. And then being able to, just like you said, as individuals grow and learn, especially for myself.
All right. For Cedric Coward, I'm Michael Wallace. Keep it locked on all of our Grizzlies game night content on MemGrizz and Grind City Media.
I'm always sort of taken with Cedric Coward's maturity every time I get to hear him speak. And obviously, we've seen a young player in Jaren Jackson have a little bit of trouble with the roller coaster that can be your development in the NBA. Hopefully for Cedric Coward, it's just a straight line up. So good stuff there. Appreciate Michael Wallace for the interview. Now let's take a look at the Grizzlies' upcoming schedule. 2 more preseason games, as we've said, left here before they open the season next Wednesday, October 22nd. Tonight they're at Charlotte in Greensboro playing the Charlotte Hornets. Like we talked about, we've got Michael Wallace on the scene. In a couple of nights, they'll take on the Miami Heat on the road in their final preseason game before bringing it back home for the October 22nd opener against the Pelicans here. 3-game homestand to start the season. Grizzlies will then face the Heat team they just did in the preseason on October 24th. Then you've got the Pacers rolling in here on October 25th, and it all gets real. Gentlemen, let's do a little call your shot right here for these final 2 preseason games. I want one bold prediction from each of you. Sane, you start us off.
I think that my bold prediction for tonight is that you will see my guy. I talked about him earlier, my guy Omax, man. You're going to see him earn his keep, man. He's gonna find a way to land a place in the extended rotation on this team. Now, I'm not saying they're going to make some things to, put him in the final roster like now, but I think that you're going to see his energy he's going to get some minutes early in the season.
If he's playing, is that bad news for Jaren Jackson?
I think it's already bad news for Gigi, and that's my guy. Being free. I think that Omax, defense is going to carry a lot to Coach Isolo.
Yeah.
Defense, rebound, especially until Edie's back. And I think the effort you're going to see from him these next 2 games, he's going to be knocking on the door. I'm not saying that he's going to be in there, but he's going to apply some pressure. It's going to be a conversation for sure.
Michael, how about you? Call your shot these next 2 preseason games.
Hey, we talked about him before. Kenny Caldwell-Pope has been seamless in terms of his transition. I got Kenny Caldwell-Pope knocking down 3 3-pointers tonight. He did 3 3-pointers in each of his first 2 appearances so far. Game 1 against Detroit and then Game 3 against Atlanta. He hit 3 threes in both of those games. I think he goes for another 3 threes tonight.
Sounds good to me. I'll take it. I didn't realize he'd hit 3 in both of them.
It in my parlay,
It's been seamless, like Michael said. He's just been right in there. Jarvo, you got a prediction for us?
Well, I'm going to have to go against my man saying, I'm going to say Gigi gets 20 tonight. It's now or never.
He needs it. I'm waiting. He needs it, man.
It's time to do it. He's back over somewhat close to his old stomping grounds. He's in Greenville, North Carolina. He's from South Carolina. So, I'm sure he'll have a few more folks in the stands over there to see him. That'll get him, jacked up and ready to go. And he's got the ability. He's got the talent. Defense, as I said, travels.
Has that been the biggest key for Gigi in terms of staying on the floor? It's been defensively and the want to or the desire there? You guys
I think it's the consistency of it, because we've seen him at times do things like, wow, get a big block or make a good play or get a big rebound. It's just got to do it consistently. And, the shot, whether the shot's dropping or not, it's there. It's pure. It'll come. But I think the thing with Gigi is that he just has to go, Gigi was anointed basically when he was coming up. He said, "Oh, this kid in 8th grade. Oh, this kid is a senior. He went early to college at South Carolina, and then he was at South Carolina. He was kind of a head case. He wanted it all. He wanted it now, and now he's getting humbled a bit. And we'll see if the humbling, if he's been humbled enough to come out of that cocoon and blossom.
Yeah. No, in many ways he's getting a fresh start with a new coach, and so at this point it is all on Gigi Jackson. When we come back, we'll dive into Michael Wallace's top 10 NBA bigs rankings. Where's Jaren Jackson Jr. on Michael Wallace's list? Y'all know how defensive Michael gets about his list, so whatever you got, some criticism of the list, you better be ready to back it up. We'll also do some fill in the blank and ask our panel what they think about Ja's chances to make Team USA. Now that we know Eric Spoelstra will be the head coach of the national team. All that and more when we get back. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Did you see the end of Ace's Storm? Let me play it out for you. Storm get the ball back, and it's Gabby Williams, and oh, God. You'll never know. We'll never know. A hell of a way to say, you lost. Lights are out, take the ball, go home, or don't take the ball because your season is over.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I'm like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation, turn up at FedEx Forum as the Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis with a 3-game homestand. To celebrate, fans can take advantage of tickets as low as $25 for the first 3 games of the season against the Pelicans, the Heat, and the Pacers, but you'll want to hustle as inventory is limited. Visit Grizzlies.com/tickets today before this anniversary deal runs out. Welcome back to Grizz Beat. We roll on now to Michael Wallace's top 10 NBA bigs rankings. Each week now, Michael is going to unveil a top 10 list of some sort that we'll all get a chance to beat him up about. If it's justified. I just want to make sure I say that. Better do your homework if you're going to come at him. Maybe the angriest I've ever seen Michael Wallace was last week when Jarvis was trying to put Pascal Siakam above Jaylen Brown. So these things can get a little aggressive sometimes.
You were tripping on that, John, too. I was at the house like, nah, my God, tag me in.
That one got hot. We'll see if it gets this hot, that hot this week. Michael, I hand it over to you with your top 10 bigs rankings.
Hey, well, you guys have heard it before, man. The first week we talked about the lead guard. Second week we talked about the wings. Mm-hmm. This week we're going big and big time right now. That list speaks for itself. It's three. Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, and Victor Wembanyama. No question that you can't. Those 3 guys are the 3 best bigs we got in the league. Evan Mobley, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid. And then that's the rest of the final 4 can be debated in terms of how I feel about it. But Alperen Sengun, Jaren Jackson Jr., Domantas Sabonis, the double-double king of the NBA, and Chet Holmgren might be the biggest unicorn we have in this league, not named Victor Wembanyama in terms of what he's able to impact on both ends of the floor. That's my top 10 bigs going into the NBA season 2025-26. Get at me. But I tell you one thing, as Jay Smooth said, you come at the king, bet not miss.
Bet not miss, okay.
Oh, he let us know for sure last week. I'm going to give you all first crack at it, and I would just say tread lightly.
Who you going to first? Me?
Same.
Go ahead, son.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, Mike. Your list this week, I'm with you, bro.
It's pretty darn good.
It's a pretty good list, man. Yeah, I'm with you on your list. The only thing I would say is Embiid going by the Mike Wallace rule now of the injuries and all that type of stuff. That's your thing. I ain't gonna talk about rings because ain't nobody on this board got a ring except AD and Jokic. Your top two got rings. But yeah, I ain't gonna go into that one. But the injuries, man, the availability. Like he's been super unavailable. A lot of playoff losses as the best player on the team. A lot of playoff foes as the best player on the team for Embiid. Hell of a player for sure, but I just think this version of Embiid that we've seen for the past couple of years.
19 games last season.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's still top 10 just off of, you're talking about former league MVP, but he will be in the 10, but not at 6. I think some of these other guys will have to move up.
See, I said the rule. I said if you come at me, you better not miss. You better.
But I can't lightly, man. So whatever I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
You tiptoeing, and that's not you.
Trying to be diplomatic, but hey, I was packing you up a couple weeks ago.
Let me correct you on one thing.
All right, well, come on. Come on.
Listen, Nikola Jokic, has a ring. Anthony Davis has a ring. Don't discount Chet Holmgren. He just got a ring.
Oh, my bad.
He just got a damn ring.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
So again, don't allow me to discredit your argument that quickly. Having said all of that, much respect. You tread it lightly. I get you on the Embiid thing. But when he is available, he is an MVP level guy. No question about it. He's going to be a little bit more, hopefully, available this year. They're going to take some of that pressure off of him, but we'll see. Next.
No, I mean, if he's available, you make the case that he should be up there at 3, but that's the case for him. Jarvis, you going at the king?
Well, he just made the case for him. Your last sentence, Michael Wallace. He's coming off injuries, had a few injuries. Bazooka, boom! Exactly what you said about John Morant won't be up there in the top. Joel Embiid has had trouble staying on the court. He is getting older. He is bigger. That foot is not getting any better. I love him. I think he's a great player when he can play. But now he's getting on the backside of that age group thing, and it's just not. I don't see him being on the court long enough to be up at the top of that. I'm saying 8 or 9 for Joe. I'm not dropping him a lot, but I'm just dropping him a couple because he is a great player. But Bazooka, he can't stay on the floor. Bazooka, Mike Wallace.
Give me the mic. Give me the mic back. No, give me the mic back.
And does taking care of your body, which Embiid's been questioned about, would that factor into this too, Michael Wallace, if I'm jumping on with that?
Absolutely. It factors into it. And you guys are absolutely right? Jarvis was right. He's using and applying the Ja Morant principle. I had Ja at 8 or 9 on the lead guards because of availability. I have Joel Embiid at 6. Both of them are in the bottom half of my list for the same reason, availability. I would have Embiid higher if I could have seen more of him in the last couple of seasons. But having said that, you know what Joel Embiid has that Ja Morant and everybody else on that list for the most part don't have?
A size 12, a size 18 shoe.
An MVP trophy. An MVP trophy, making the case for the best big man in the league from that standpoint. Only Nikola Jokic has been more productive as a big man over the last 10 years than Joel Embiid, and that's with the injury absences. So I get it. He's not top 5, but I got him in the bottom 5 from that standpoint. So I take that. I can take that.
Man, let me get the mic back, man.
All right, did that knock off the throne? Did the throne kind of tilt a little bit, Mike Wallace? Or is it still up there on top of the dome?
You tripping, Mike. Let me tell you why you tripping.
No, because you said it's still, even you admitted you wouldn't have him at 6. You might have him at 8 or 9.
Right, correct.
That's marginal. That's a marginal difference right there as far as I'm concerned.
Marketing. It's marketing.
All right, here goes the thing. It's going to swing the whole thing. Joel Embiid ain't even ready to play right now, bro. Come on now. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he literally ain't playing
Joel
right
Embiid.
now.
Joel Embiid has been playing and practicing in the preseason. He's playing alongside Boone.
I need you to be quiet, man. You got it, man. You got to be done.
Top big, right? They're going to a 2-big lineup. Nick Nurse is going to a 2-big lineup to take some of the pressure off of Embiid to have the wear and tear of playing underneath the basket and taking a beating every single game. So they're trying to go 2 bigs now to preserve Embiid as much as they can. we'll see what that means in terms of his production. But yeah,
he got the right coach with the name Nurse on there because he might need it. Nurse him in keep him healthy out there.
Michael's swatting y'all.
You got us
like Wimby.
You got us above me this week.
You're blocking everything, Michael. I'm going to try to come correct. I've done my research. Chet Holmgren, you said he has the championship now, so he is on there. And you said he maybe in terms of unicorns, as good as we can see in the NBA. Has he done it long enough yet, Michael, to be on this list? 32 games last year, missed all of his rookie season. And in some games, he was along for the ride last year. I just ask you, while I have high expectations for Chet Holmgren, should a guy like Miles Turner be number 10 on this list? A guy who's done it longer, has done it for some teams that have made some runs. I just, out of respect, has Chet Holmgren done enough and done it long enough to be on this list ahead of a Miles Turner?
Ooh, you went Miles Turner, and I was with you, Jay Smooth, up until you went Miles Turner.
Yeah, I thought you about to come with something.
Miles just got a big contract.
It's about all he got.
Miles Turner isn't the first name I would have come with. If you would have come with, Bam Adebayo, you would have come with.
Why?
I don't.
Why Bam ain't on there?
Bam's restricted to that lane.
Hey man, get some bonus out of there.
If you would have put Porzingis, if you would have put, any of these other guys from that standpoint, I might have given you a little bit more credence and credibility from that standpoint.
Disrespect.
But having said that, Chet Holmgren fractured his hip and came back. And the reason why he's on that list is because when we needed Jaren Jackson Jr. to step up in that first round, Chet Holmgren made him look like he was a mid-level exception player in that series.
Well, Caruso was doing that. I don't know how much Chet Holmgren was doing that.
Caruso was the best. Holmgren was the best big man on the floor. And he might have been the second best player in the series. You know what I'm saying? On some nights, right? Because God didn't finish that series. So we can overlook Chet Holmgren because they have balance. And that's the thing. FGA is going to get his credit. But Jalen Williams, all Caruso, Dort, Holmgren, all those guys are going to get overlooked a lot because they all have each other. But this young man, if he's healthy, he's a true beast in this league when it comes to uniform stacking.
Holmgren got that chicken bone, man.
He's
absolutely microscopic bones.
He's a thin beast, Michael.
Hey, Mike. You could have said Vucevic. You could have said any number of different guys across the league.
Miles Turner was key in the Indiana Pacers making a run last year. I mean, I know Jarvis likes to give all the credit to Pascal Siakam. What are we talking about here? Still a shot blocker over 2 last season? I mean, still, and he's done it for a long time.
And you know what they did? They let him walk. They said, we don't need you. Go to Milwaukee.
Hey, Mike, where would you put somebody like Zubac with the Clippers? Where would you put him?
He just missed my list.
Okay.
He just missed my list. And that's another guy I was going to say. If he would have said Zubac, if he would have said Bam Adebayo, if he would have said a couple other guys, even and this one is an injury.
Some of those dudes don't block shots.
But we know Zion Williams, when he's on the floor, he is unstoppable.
He in the top 5. You want to be real with you.
But he can't be in the top 5.
Not yet.
Right.
He just can't stay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm saying when he's healthy, yeah.
But we good. Y'all.
Hey, that's not Jaren sneaking up behind you there on the court, is it? Jaren not sneaking up behind you. You better look over your shoulder, Mike. Tripp might be up there sneaking up behind you.
I think Tripp's in the right place. Certainly at 8. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the right place. And these are all two-way guys and guys that can do it on both ends of the floor. And it's one of those things where when you go 10, you realize that 12 through 11, 12, 13 are right there. Right. But you got to stop at 10, and that's where it is.
Well, I didn't know I'd be losing credibility today sitting over here in the corner with Miles Turner. I didn't have that on my list today. I just get shot down.
Hey, man, he shot me with Pascal Siakam, so don't feel bad.
You did. You caught Hill. Bad. You caught Hill last week, Jarvis.
Still like Pascal.
Let's take an extended look around the league with some fill in the blank here next. I'll make a statement. Our panel will fill in the blank. It's as simple as that. Last week, we learned that DeMar DeRozan has never had a drink in his life in hopes of prolonging his NBA career. He told Dwayne Wade that. DeMar is entering his 17th season, by the way, averaged 22 points per game last year, 35.9 minutes per game at 35 years old. Gentlemen, fill in the blank. One thing I've avoided to be productive at my craft is, Jarvis, we'll start with you. This could get personal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so what my biggest basketball moment, and it is personal. My wife and I forget which anniversary it was, 2010. Rudy Gay on the baseline at the.
You talking about emotional moments? This is one thing you've avoided to be productive in your career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I was jumping up there. Okay. The one thing I avoided, negativity. I've never been negative in my life. I've seen a lot happen. I grew up here in Memphis,
I know.
and I've seen a lot happen. And I'm a child of the '60s and the '70s when everything, all hell was breaking loose all over everything. People getting shot and assassinated and all that stuff. But we rise. We still come back. And you can come back. And I do know this, nothing will happen unless you make it happen. You have to believe it can happen. Mm-hmm. You can't give in to all those negative thoughts, and things that, people, you can't do that. You can't do that. They thought the Tiger football team would never go to the Cotton Bowl. They went to the Cotton Bowl. Mm-hmm. They thought this Grizzlies team playing grit and grind style would, they hadn't won a playoff game, and all of a sudden they go and they beat San Antonio, a 1 versus an 8, the Grizzlies being an 8. They won. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And so you just got to believe, and with that belief, you can make things happen. Whether it happens or not, but you got to believe first.
Yes,
if you don't believe it, it won't happen.
Saying one thing you've avoided to be productive at your craft.
I'm not going to say that I've never done this, but something I definitely had to enforce is caring about the opinions of people that may or may not even be real people.
Right.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
You just said a word.
There's something that I see a lot of people fail in. The social media is not real, y'all. It's not real. It's not real life. The way that people respond to things, the things that people say, they wouldn't say these things in real life because you would think that people aren't that wicked, you know what I mean? Right. So just don't pay attention to this stuff, man. I get a lot of criticism. A lot of people doing what we do, we get criticism. When I say people who aren't real people to me are people who show love to you. They're in community with you, people you see in real life, people who support you. Those are the real people in my life that I care about. I do not care about the opinion of people who aren't real people.
Yeah, no, I think that is wise advice to avoid. Michael, you're a man that's risen to the top of his profession, much like these gentlemen here. What have you avoided to be great at your craft?
One word: Facebook. Never.
You so hard on Facebook, bro.
That's social.
Never had a Facebook account. Never got started with one. The 2 times, I take that back. The 2 times when I actually had a Facebook account, they were both started by my company, the company that I was with, in order to share my work beyond just my other social media handles. But I've never been on Facebook because I got too many people. I got a pass, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know.
That boy looked over his shoulder.
You better shut up now. Hey, cut the program. Cut the program.
Yes. So I didn't need people following me from back in the crib in DC, man, and all of that, and Grambling back in the day. I've never been on Facebook ever in my life. Never sent a post, never shared a post, never received a post that I'm aware of. So Facebook is the one thing I've never had.
Well, and Michael doesn't seem like he's been missing anything, so maybe we can
he ain't missing nothing.
We can all roll that week. Last week we saw Asia Wilson get emotional hugging her boo. We talked about him. Bam Adebayo, the Miami Heat forward. After Wilson and the Aces, remember they swept the Mercury to win the WNBA Finals.
That's my girl.
Love it.
Real emotional right there.
Okay.
Yep, that's her and Bam. Question from that. The last basketball moment that made me emotional was, Jarvis, we'll start with you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going, because I was so anxious to get onto that. It was back here in the grindhouse there. Rudy Gay was with the Grizzlies, and remember Rudy used to hit all those last-second jumpers over people during that time, and it was me and my wife's anniversary. We had made reservations. There used to be a restaurant, right there at the middle ring around the back baseline, and so we ate dinner there, a beautiful dinner. They're playing the Miami Heat, LeBron coming to town, they're winning everything, and the Grizzlies are kind of trying to find their way. Clock's running down, the ball gets in Rudy's hands, and he hits like an 18-foot jumper over LeBron to win the game at the buzzer. And my wife and I just looked at each other and said, "Baby, we did it. We're here." Now we had a nice soulful experience. Shared a wonderful kiss, and it's just like that's the best emotional basketball victory. Something that happened that actually made. I mean, there's a whole bunch that I've seen in my life. Final Fours and all that stuff, and Cotton Bowl and this and that. But that. I shared that with my boo.
You had the wife there and the squeeze. I can almost feel it, even though it's kind of weird. There's Rudy Gay. Looking back right now. That said, you had the wife there. That's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, man.
Saying last time you got emotional in basketball.
Man, y'all about to get me emotional right now, man. 2008, the University of Memphis Tiger basketball team.
Man.
National championship game. I was an adult, so I wouldn't cry in tears because we lost that game, but it was the culmination of everything that had happened that year. My mom passed away in February of that year. Memphis versus Tennessee, 1 versus number 2, was the following weekend. It was I want to say it was the week. I want to say it was the day of either the wake or because my family was still in town. It might have been after the funeral or whatever, but everybody was still there. I don't think I cried during that game when we lost to Tennessee, but that national championship game, man. Because I'm looking up, we were up 8 with however many seconds left or whatever much time left, and I'm like, man, we about to win this run for my mama, man. And it didn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen at all.
Whole
Didn't happen at all,
right
man. And I got by myself and I broke down, man. Because it was when you're a kid who's a super fan of local sports like that, and like my mom passed away, and it was all kind of a blur. Like you just start kind of burying yourself in stuff, right? Because it was like when she passed away, I want to say that we were in the middle of the NCAA. We had the Final Four run, all that was happening. So I was just caught up in all that. But when it finally ended with us not winning the championship, I finally was able to just kind of grieve the whole thing.
Right.
Like it all hit me at one time.
Michael, I don't know that you seem like an overly emotional man, but I'll ask the question anyway. Last time a basketball moment did that for you?
Emotional man, right? But the last time a basketball moment had that kind of impact on me was last year. The way Dwayne Wade finished his Hall of Fame speech by honoring his father. And he said Dwayne Wade Sr. was a big-time basketball player in the city of Chicago. Scottie Pippen, in Scottie Pippen's latest memoir, talked about when he first got to the Bulls, he would play pickup games in parks around Chicago, and Dwayne Wade was the street legend, Dwayne Wade Sr. And so he never made it. He never made it to the NBA, never made it past anything other than a neighborhood legend. So when Dwayne got to the Hall of Fame, or when he got to the NBA, he said, "Dad, I'm going to make your name famous." And so to circle that back to the Hall of Fame, at the very end of his speech, he called his dad up to the stage, and he said, "Dad, Dwayne Wade made it to the Hall of Fame. We in the Hall of Fame, dog. We in the Hall of Fame."
Man, it's tough.
So it got me, man. I was knowing their journey and their story, being in Miami all of those years, that hit me right there.
Yeah, man.
We got to move, but I do remember, and I guess this would count, Michael Jordan's speech about Kobe. Do you remember that at the memorial service? That was one that got to me. I don't think I hadn't realized how close they were, and seeing Michael cry was a moment for me. Finally, we learned last week that Miami Heat coach Eric Spoelstra is going to be the coach of Team USA for the next World Cup, and then, of course, the 2028 Summer Olympics in L.A., succeeding Steve Kerr. For our entire panel, fill in the blank, Ja's chances of landing a spot on Team USA are, Michael, we'll start with you in Greensboro.
Up to Ja Morant. It is truly up to Ja Morant because, again, there are not a lot of American point guards who are going to be ready and in their prime in 2028 the way Ja will be. If he wants it, he has to go make it known. He has to go be available. He has to be an ambassador for the game. He has to do it. And guess how soon he can start that process? Tomorrow, because the Heat will be, Miami Heat will be honoring Spoelstra at a press conference with Grant Hill announcing the official announcement tomorrow in Miami.
Oh, wow.
The Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant will be in Miami tomorrow, practicing on the same court in the same building at the same time as that press conference. They're scheduled to be. So what can Ja do? Find his way over to Eric Spoelstra and be like, "Hey, man, congratulations. I would love to get a shot." If he does the little things, Spoelstra will meet him more than halfway to give him a chance to do that. And he can also, if he plays Friday, that can also be a little statement there as well. We'll see.
Absolutely love that plan, Michael Walsh, you've laid out there for Ja. I'd follow that one. Same, where are you at on Ja being on Team USA?
Man, I think it's high. I think there's high chances of that happening, man. One, I think Ja, like you said, starting, I'm not going to say starting tomorrow or whatever Mike was saying, but starting soon, starting this season. I think Ja can really, till the ground for that, man. I think Ja is setting up for an amazing season. I think that the system that Coach Islo is going to run is going to be, favorable for Ja as well. I'm expecting that. Another thing too, man, I'm gonna take you back to the Redeem team, right? When Kobe Bryant had his legal issues going on, Kobe used it as a way to kind of change. That was one of the things that changed the way you saw Kobe Bryant.
The perception of him. And
I don't know for sure, but I'd assume that Nike had a nice part in getting him to do that and getting him on that team.
Nike'd love to have Ja.
And I think that Nike will push for Ja to be a part of that team. And you're talking about a shoe that, they're sold out today in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So, if I think that those factors, I think Ja's going to do it on the court. I think he's going to do it off the court, and I think that Olympic team nod would just be the icing on the cake to show you.
Jarvis, you got the final word.
Well, everything you guys said, I agree with. I think it's based on availability. If he's healthy and ready to go, he's going to be on. Who would not want to play with Ja Morant?
Yeah,
Ja's going to get you the ball. Ja's not out for Ja when he's on the court. Now, if it comes to it and it's down 1-on-1, the clock's up there, even if it's like a last-second shot, he'll still find somebody open in the corner. He will make the right basketball play, even if it's him taking it in to try to yam on somebody or the pull-up or the little pass out, draw the defense and dish.
Yep.
Ja Morant, it's I think, Eric Spoelstra, he put a dagger on Eric Spoelstra last year down in Miami. Eric Spoelstra knows what Ja can do. So, if he's available, he'll be on the team.
We'll wrap up this week's episode of Grizz Beat with the pick and roll, where you pick one of two options, explain why you're going to roll with it. I absolutely love this question. We could spend an hour on this. We don't have an hour. Here's the question for our panelists. Which son is in a tougher situation due to their father's influence? Is it Bronny James or Sane's man Shedeur Sanders? Sane, we will start with you.
You know I ain't gonna say about guy Big 12, man. You know I ain't gonna say Shedeur. It's Bronny. I don't even think Bronny wants this. I don't even think this has had anything. I don't think this is Bronny's will for his life. I think he did want to be an NBA player one day, but I think Bronny was probably cool just being a kid at USC, man. I got Bronny on this one for sure.
Jarvis, what do you say?
I'm going to go with Shedeur. I think he's away from his dad. He's his own man now. It's up to him. Be quiet. Go play.
Michael, Jarvis right or Sane?
I think Jarvis is right, because I think with the Shedeur, listen, man, the NFL doesn't need you at all. They can chew you up and spit you out, and you could be a first-round pick or a last-round pick. This guy has to understand that he's auditioning for an entire locker room. He has to be more accountable to his teammates. It's not about him anymore. This isn't Colorado where your dad can handpick and keep you as a starter. You got to earn it on your own. So he has to learn how to be his own man in the NFL, and that's a tough place to do it.
I just feel like Bronny's presence in the NBA has been LeBron wanting to finish off his legacy, wanting to be up there with the Griffeys, to be along those, and you've done a sort of disservice to your son in that way. Shedeur can play football, whether he gets it in line or not, we'll see. But for me, it'd be Bronny, because I'm not sure he should be there. But that's one we can continue on through the rest of the show. Make sure you're back and joining us every week. Want to thank our panelists, Jarvo, Sane, and the great Michael Wallace, who was working hard in Greensboro for us. Thanks as well to the great Bennett Doyle and our wonderful team here at Grind City Media, the Grizz Beat crew. Make sure to rejoin us, like we said, next week for our Grizz Beat team. I'm Jason. Keep grinding.